Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I think we are green.
We're live?
Yes, we are.
All right. We're in?
We're in.
Well, welcome to the fourth installment of the Bronco Alumni Show. I'm John Hanigan. I'm joined by Jason Turner over there on the board. And we have a special guest, Chuck Hayes, who's not going to be here for a little while. That's okay, Chuck. We're going to hold it down for you while you're gone. Chuck had a big win last night, Jason, as a coach.
Yes, it was a close game.
But he did pull out the win?
Yes, they
did.
did.
I'm not lying to you.
No, Timberline did win. Yes,
all right,
correct.
2-2, back to 500, Chuck. So congratulations.
Yeah, that's 2 in a row. That's a 2-game win streak now.
All right. We do some apologies from last week, right? We apologize to all 20 of you, 100, 12, whatever it was that were watching live. We had some technical difficulties last week, but
it was hilarious, man. I tell you what.
super fun. Technical difficulties, and then after we got that figured out, we had an ex-NFL player on and a current NFL coach in Brian Johnson and Dirk Cutter, and it's true what they say about the NFL, I think, Turner, right?
Yeah, it's way faster up there.
Way faster. This guy's even answer questions faster. We couldn't keep up if you noticed.
Speaking of faster, today on the show, ready for a phone call, we have none other than former Bronco Safety Quintin Mikell.
Ooh.
You wanna jump into some background before we call him, or do you just want to dig right into it, John?
I don't know. I know the guy had a great NFL career, so he just had it with a team that I don't personally like, but that shouldn't take anything away. I did notice that I was looking over Quintin Mikell's stats there, and it looks like he broke into the league a lot like Brian Johnson did. So I might ask him a question about undrafted, and looks like he made his mark on special teams.
Well, okay then. Since we're up and running and ready, I suggest we just give him a call, because like we all know, the people listening would much rather listen to our guests than us.
Oh yeah.
So
this is like the part they fast forward through.
yeah,
That's
so
okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Give him a call.
Is it ringing? Should I talk in between? Yeah, there we go.
Hello, Q. How's it going? This is Jason Turner and John Hanigan. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. We're rolling live on YouTube right now. So
welcome to the show, Quintin.
Welcome to the show. Very good to have you.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me, man.
How's the weather over there in Jersey?
It's actually not too bad right now. It's a nice day. Pretty sunny. We've been having lots of rain like the last couple of weeks, so it's nice to get a little bit of sunshine right now. So yep.
What's the temperature?
Shoot, right now it's about 75.
Oh, all right.
75, and it's like 5:30. Tomorrow's supposed to be 90.
All right.
So,
yeah, I heard that they're doing better weather over there than us this weekend. That's fine.
Is it rough over there?
It's not too bad.
It's been raining on and off for the last couple of days. Some real heavy rain. You know, you're used to that from being in Eugene, but nothing like Eugene. But pretty heavy rain for here in town.
No doubt.
So Quintin, I don't know if you're familiar with our show. It's a worldwide phenomenon. It's on YouTube. But basically, it's your show, man. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever topics you want to talk about, I have questions I want to ask you. Turner might have a question he wants to ask you, but basically, first of all, we usually start with, how can people get a hold of you on Twitter, things like that. If you want to, any organizations you're currently involved in, if you want to talk about that, that'd be great. I mean, the point of the show is there's more to life than football. We love football, but there's more to life than that.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So yeah, I mean, I don't do a whole lot of Twitter stuff, but my Twitter handle is QMikell27. That's QMikell 27. I don't do too much on there. I do more on Instagram. So on Instagram is my main thing, which is QMike27. I do a lot of just mostly family stuff. And every now and then I might do some funny stuff. But yeah, man, for the most part, I'm out here in the East Coast, just living life, enjoying life, coaching my son's football team. Helping my wife. She opened a cryotherapy spa out in New Jersey called Orange Cryo Voorhees. and just kind of, I help a little bit with that, but
I saw you.
Mostly.
I saw you were giving Antonio Brown some advice about that.
Yeah.
Did you hear the news today?
I just heard the news, and I'm a little bit annoyed because I got him he was my first pick in my fantasy
Oh
league,
no.
and I thought he was going to overcome the craziness, and it didn't happen. So now I got to scramble and figure something out.
At waiver wire, that's where the championships are won.
Yeah, man. Yep.
How's your record so far in fantasy, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 1-1. I actually won. I won week 1 without him, so I'm in an okay place. But then I lost Drew Brees week 2, so now I'm really down, behind the 8 ball. So I picked up Josh Allen, so hopefully he gets me some points this week. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm also 1-1, doing okay, hanging in there.
Well, I'm
1-1,
2-0
that's not
and
bad.
0-2, so that makes
Okay.
me 1-1. I
That's
guess
a
2-2.
flip of the coin.
There you go.
Everyone's riding 50-50, man. There you go.
All right, so Quintin, you're from Eugene, Oregon. Is that correct? Is that where you went to high school?
Yes, sir. Yep. I went to high school.
All right, so
Freshman.
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. No, you're good.
One of the questions we ask our guests is, how did you get to Boise State? Like, what made you come to Boise State? Like, tell us your story on what brought you from high school to Boise State.
Yeah, so I moved around a little bit in my earlier days, and then my dad moved out to Eugene, Oregon, with his job back when CDs were like the main thing. There was a Sony plant out in Springfield, Oregon, so we moved out that way, and I remember I went to Willamette High School, and I went to a few little different camps and stuff. One of the football camps I went to was the University of Oregon's football camp, and I went as they call it renegade player. So we didn't I didn't go as a whole team, so I was just put on like a renegade team where they just matched up random kids, and I ended up doing well in the camp. I ended up getting like the defensive MVP of the camp, and that was that summer. So then I finished I started my senior year, and Dirk Cutter was hired as the head coach at Boise State, and he started recruiting me when he got the job. I guess he must have remembered me from the camp, and the rest is history. I came on a recruiting trip, and I fell in love. I fell in love with the stadium. I fell in love with the city, and that's pretty much all she wrote. So
Yeah, we had Dirk Cutter on the show last week. He
Oh yeah.
and then he went out and won the next day. So we like to think of our show as a good luck charm in the NFL so far. So spread the word to anybody whose team wants to win. So just give us a call and we'll make it happen.
No doubt, man.
Yeah.
And I get somebody from my Eagles to come on because we need a win this week. We
Yeah.
got the Lions, so I think we'll be all right. Yeah, man. So
Anybody you could think of, have them give us a call.
Well, Quinn, he's not telling you the backstory. I'm from the East Coast. I am a huge Giant fan.
Nobody
Oh,
cares.
man. All
Nobody
right.
cares.
I know,
man.
I know nobody cares.
this call is over. This call is over.
Don't hang up on me. I've got questions.
I can't stand the Giants.
My family's been season ticket holders a long time. I think I just figured out today. I've definitely seen you play live.
Okay.
I think you broke my heart that day. So I do have a question for you. Do you remember your first NFL interception?
Absolutely, I still have the football. It was against Staleface Eli Manning and Jeremy Shockey. So it was my I think it was my second year in the league, and we were in goal line situation. And back then they used to go into like their big guys in goal line, and then they like shift and flex out Shockey, who back then was like one of the original, pass catching
he was the
athletic
man.
tight ends. Yeah, he was good. And they just ran a simple fade ball, and I stuck with my technique, picked it off, and that was it. That was it, man. It was like
Welcome to the league.
my shining moment.
Yeah.
Nice. I have a follow-up question to this. Did you after you caught that football? Did you get a look at Eli Manning's face? Like the look on his
No.
face after you caught that ball?
No, but I can pretty much guarantee you it was the same face that he always
That my
has.
thought was, I looked up like you. I think you were his second or third career interception. I think you might have started that face.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get credit for that one, Q. You can take it.
Yes.
So
The
that,
stale face.
yeah,
Oh
that's
man.
you gotta live that one. Well, I don't know what to
Yeah.
say. I don't know, man. As a little kid, I was taught to not like the Eagles, but you seem like a very nice guy. So
I am, man. Just not on game day.
just not on game day. I did read, I think, in an article, you said the Giants were the team you despised the most.
Okay,
Yeah.
Giants or Vandals,
Ooh, that's tough.
or
That's a tough one.
any other teams that you might hate more than even the Vandals out there. I don't know.
No, definitely the Giants, and then a close second is the Vandals.
Okay. How
Only
many?
because the Vandals haven't really done much. So
True.
the Giants they've got lucky a couple
You
times.
know, in their
So
defense, the Giants really haven't done much in the past 6 years either. They're kind of on the Vandals' downward
yeah.
spiral with them. I think they're going to move the Giants down to Division Two. So
There
this keeps up.
you go. What is it? FBS? I can't even. Is it FCS?
I don't
I
know.
can't
We
keep
get
Yeah.
up with it
confused.
anymore.
We have this question all the time.
I don't know.
It's
It
just
changes.
the other league.
They change it every few years just to throw everybody off, so they forget. It's
Yeah,
still
right.
the BCS, if you ask me, against the world.
Yep, no doubt.
Yeah.
So how's things in Boise, man? I've been excited to kind of catch up and watch. I've been able to see a couple games, and it's been fun. I miss the city, man. I got to get back over that way. It's so
It's not
hard
the
with four
same.
kids.
Well, did you tell them where we
Really?
are? We're live in Suds right now. I bet
Yeah.
you've never been in Suds.
Oh
You ever-
my! Oh, Suds with the spot.
Yeah.
That's where we do
Yeah.
the show live from. So
Yeah.
Okay.
We Ross Kelly and Scott Burney own the bar now, and so we chatted up with them and got them to let us do our show from here. Well, there wasn't a show before we did it here, so we just kind of
yeah,
started
they
it
were
up.
gracious enough to stick us in the corner.
Yeah.
So
So
and we get all the free beer we pay for. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
quite a perk.
It's a win-win, right?
That's right.
absolutely.
That's good, man. That's good stuff.
Q, you said you're coaching a game tonight. Is that correct?
I'm coaching tomorrow. I'm
Oh,
coaching
okay.
tonight's our we got a walkthrough practice. So I coach
Oh,
my son's football team. It's youth football, but they're 10, 11 right now, and it's fun, man. It's actually I don't know if I don't know if you guys ever volunteered to coach at the youth level, but it's a lot of fun. It's also a lot of frustration, and it's actually a lot more work than I actually thought it would be. Because
Yeah.
you try to make sure the kids learn the game the right way, but there's always something.
I know you're trying not to yell at him. Like I've told you this 100 times.
I don't think there was as many like activities to compete with sports back when I was a kid. Maybe when you were a kid, Q. You know what I'm saying? Like the phones and the games and everything. I mean, it's just there's a lot going on with social media and all that stuff. So
we had Nintendo, and then you had Sega Genesis, and
Yeah.
that was it.
we were just talking about this earlier today. John had a Sega and all his friends had Nintendo.
I know I was let down.
And I had the opposite on the West Coast. And Nintendo, I mean, yeah, Sega was bigger in my neighborhood than Nintendo was. So it's
Yes.
just the way it
Sega
goes.
was Sega was for the rich kids. So if you had a Sega, you had money.
Oh,
I don't know,
That's
man.
what
I
it
was the
is.
poor kid in the rich neighborhood, so that's how it worked out for me. So they all turned on me.
so how are you liking the East Coast, Q? Is that working out for you pretty good? Obviously, is your wife from there, or did you guys just stay out there after you were done in Philly?
Yeah, I like it, man. My wife is from here. She's actually from about 5 minutes from where we live now, and I
Oh,
like I like it. There's a lot to do out here. You get all four seasons. You're close to New York, the shore. You're close to DC. You're close to everything. So I do like that. I do miss the West Coast though. I think a couple of years ago, took my whole family out to Boise, and my kids still talk about that vacation. Like that was the best vacation they had. I mean, we've been all kind of places. Mexico, been on cruises, and their favorite vacation is when we went to Boise. So definitely got to get back out that way.
Yeah, and if you can make it on the show, maybe out for a game, we'd love to have you also live here at the bar. It's a good time. Everybody we have on says it's great to get out and see the Suds again. So I think that's the biggest appeal that we've had. Like, right, the most feedback
Yeah,
we've had is it's great to get out to the bar again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly not us. So it must be something else.
Yeah, I miss Suds, man. That was a spot. Every time I go back, man, we always end up Suds and having a blast, man. Always have a good time. So
Shout out to
yeah,
Suds Tavern, Ross and
yeah,
Bernie, Caitlin holding the joint down.
Also, they
So,
sponsor our beer sip break.
yeah,
So
Suds the official beer sip break. So cheers if you got one in your hand, Q.
not yet. Give me about an hour and a half.
Okay.
I'll have one for you.
Okay.
there you go. That's the
Rain
only
check.
reason why we do the show. We get to drink beers. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, they're,
I need to get in there for a show, man, so we can have some fun and really have some beer sips. I'll show you guys how to really drink.
There you go.
well, we've been talking with Magic and Dre and trying to get a hold of Tim to have kind of a multiple, like a group mic session because they all
Are
want to
they
get in
there
here and
right
talk.
now?
No, they're not here right now. But I've been in touch with Andre. He actually just printed today, and they're delivering them down here. Some T-shirts for the show, so we'll be sure to get you a T-shirt when you're here as well, so you can rock it.
Nice.
The Bronco Alumni Show T-shirts. They're just hot off
There
the
you
presses
go.
today. So
Yeah, man. Dre's actually helped with our football program, and he helped us. We got like our whole football program is rocking
yeah,
the jerseys and the uniforms, jerseys and pants from
Game
his
Time Sports.
company,
Yeah,
Game Time Sports, man.
yeah.
And the
Plug.
kids love them, man.
Shout out to
They,
Game Time Sports and Andre Banks.
no doubt,
All
no
right, should we
doubt.
get back
So,
into some? So, Q, you said
yeah,
you mind if I call you Q? I just
yeah, no,
jumped
of
right in
course.
there. You said you've been watching some Boise State this year. You're a defensive guy. Your thoughts on the defense, more specifically, if you've seen Curtis Weaver, he's been an exciting defensive player this year.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, and sometimes I'm like, man, slow down a little bit because pretty soon he might have to go early because he's dominating so well. I mean, the guy's a dynamic athlete, big, strong player, aggressive. He's everything that you want in a D lineman, a pass rusher, and he makes big plays every week, and it's been exciting to see, man. And the first part, I saw the first half of the Florida State game, and we kind of started a little bit slow, and I'm like, okay, let's go, guys, let's pick it up, and it seemed like the defense steadily each week is getting better and better. The secondary is stepping up.
And
Guys are making plays, and
give some credit to Coach Pittman because they seem to be stronger in the second half somehow, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
Pitt, man,
Yeah, I think he
if
took.
if
Yeah.
go
Oh,
ahead.
I was going to say he took some extra measures this year to make sure they were ready. I mean, from making sure we got Carolyn to come in and talk to the team Thursday before the Marshall game to just using that brand new facility they have probably to the maximum capacity that you possibly could get out of it because that guy's like a scientist in there.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff, man, and
Well, they
we're
also,
fortunate to get
yeah.
him back.
Well, he made him hike the Table Rock too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Backwards.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I didn't know this.
No, they had
What?
to hike the Table
Yeah,
Rock.
on August 23rd, the actual 20th anniversary, they all hiked up to Table Rock, and Harson and Pittman broke it down for him and told him the story basically, and then a couple weeks later, Carolyn came and talked to him in the locker room, and I think it's been a real point of emphasis because it's the 20-year anniversary since that happened. Oh, you were on that team. You remember that. So
You talking about Paul?
yeah, yes,
Yeah, that was me and Paul, Dre, we all came in together. BJ Rhodey, we all came in together, and I remember being on the field when that happened in
yeah,
that scrimmage,
yeah,
and that was yeah, that was rough, man.
yeah.
That's been our theme of this year. It's probably a good time to mention our drive here.
Oh yes, the season has been dedicated to the fundraiser 95 for 95. You can donate to the Bronco Alumni Association, the Varsity B. You can call in there and make your donation, or they take checks and payable to the Bronco Alumni Association, and you just in the memo line, put Paul Reyna, number 95 or 95 for 95. We're still setting up the foundations for a 501c3 in his name and establishing like a GoFundMe or something like that. So before the end of the season, we'll really start to ramp that up. And we just always mention that every episode. This season will be dedicated to Paul for the 20-year anniversary of his passing. So hashtag 95 for 95. Paul Reyna, rest in peace.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah. It's really good. It's just good to give back as much as we possibly can with and have fun at the same time. So
should we lighten it up? I've got another question for you here, Q. This is a question coming from a guy who played football till 9th grade and had 0 stats. But I wrote this question down. I noticed that you've had sacks and you had interceptions, right? You're one of our rare guests here who's done both. So my question to you is, which one feels better?
Oh, definitely interceptions. Sacks are good, but as a DB, you get the interception. It's like all eyes on you. Like, you made that play. You get a chance to, celebrate, dance, do whatever you want to do. Like, sacks are good. I love sacks, but interceptions are where it's at, man.
Well, is it the opportunity to return the interception and turn it to running back? And would that be equivalent to a scoop and score maybe as well? What about a scoop and score, fumble recovery, or a pick?
I could see that. Yeah. I still think getting the pick kind of turns. It's a little bit higher just because it's a turnover. Like the pick up a fumble. If you can pick up a fumble and score, that's better than just getting an interception, obviously. But if it's getting an interception or a fumble, I'd rather get an interception. I mean, it's just nothing like it. Plus, you turn the ball over, and then usually when you get an interception, the defense comes on. The other team's defense come on. They got their heads hanging down, and you just launch one over their head for a touchdown. So you kind of feel like you're responsible for that.
It's a big swing in emotion.
Yeah, no doubt. So, yeah, man.
All right, well, thank you. Thanks for filling me in. You made me feel a little better after you made fun of my boy, Eli. So, I mean, I was going to set you up to make fun of him, but you just came right out of the gate making fun of him. So, thanks.
Yeah, I got fumbles. We got fumbles off him. The best fumble I had off Eli, and I actually didn't even recover it, was when he actually did it multiple times, but he actually was running and he goes down trying to give himself up, and he actually fumbles when he hits the ground and nobody touched him. So what are you doing, dude? Those are some of the funniest moments I've ever seen. He did it multiple times.
You don't have to remind me of this stuff. I watched it all with my own eyes. I yelled at the TV. I know. Yeah. But I'll let you just you keep giving it to me if you feel the need to. That's fine.
Well, thanks. I just want to say real quick.
I'm done.
Q, thanks for your time and coming on the show. I just want to throw that out there real quick. I know you're a busy guy, and it's great to reach out on the phone and catch up, man. Man, you were a leader on the defense from when I came in? Was that were you a redshirt sophomore or?
I think I was a redshirt sophomore. Yeah. I've been either freshman. No, I was either redshirt freshman. I think I was redshirt sophomore when you came in.
Yeah.
Because you're what, 2000?
I was 99.
2001? 99. So, yeah, I was a redshirt freshman. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Man, we're getting old, man.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while.
I've got another question for you. This one's real. This is a good question.
Okay, let's hear it.
We had Brian Johnson on last week. I believe you played with Brian. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking about his path to the NFL, very similar to yours, undrafted, free agent, kind of made your mark on special teams. Mm-hmm. Before you obviously went on to start. And my question to him, it'll be the same to you. It looks like in the future, I mean, they could eliminate kickoffs. That would eliminate a lot of these special teams positions, and a lot of opportunities for guys like you. So your feelings on that?
Yeah, that it's unfortunate that they're trying to get rid of the kickoff, and I do think it's a little bit ridiculous. I mean, everyone knows going into playing football that there's a chance you can get hurt, and I understand the league is getting sued, with the whole concussion deal, but that's taken away a huge opportunity for a number of players that have made it. Not just me and Brian, but just so many players over the years that have gone on and had great careers, become Hall of Famers, become Super Bowl champions, and you're just taking that opportunity away from them. So it's really unfortunate, and I hope it doesn't take it away because you know what are you going to say? I can't wait for the kick. Like, if you can't say, I can't wait for the kickoff of the Super Bowl, what are you going to say? I can't wait for the coin toss of the Super Bowl. Like, that just sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, the first possession. Can't wait for that first possession.
That sounds awesome. I
Yeah.
can't wait for the first possession. Hopefully we win the flip. No, that's not football to me. You know what I mean? That's soccer.
No, it's taking away a key element, and like you said, it's like a lot of guys. I mean, there's a long list of guys that have come in the league and hung on to rosters with a special team spot, and then blossomed in the third, fourth, or fifth season, and you're taking away those opportunities from people.
Well, not only that, but when your kickoff team is like a bunch of headhunters, and you can come out and win the toss and defer to the second half, and the other team just knows they're just targets back there, and you demonstrate it. You remember Cam Merritt, right, Q? You remember that dude run down the field and just like a torpedo, man, and just kind of just knock someone's head off, basically.
Yeah, he set the tone, man. Yeah. He set the tone for the game.
And it wasn't just the ball carriers, anybody in the wedge or whoever was in his way. I mean, and everybody knew he was coming, and it definitely sets the tone for the game, like you said.
And to add to that, it kind of stuck out in my head when you said, kind of hung around for a few years. A lot of guys, not a lot, but there's very few guys that are ready to play the NFL when they come out of the league. And usually that, first, second round picks, third round picks, the opportunity to play special teams gave you the time to develop. So I was a player like that. Like I was able to develop. I sat behind Brian Dawkins. I sat behind other starters, sat back and learned and watched the game. And when I did get my opportunity, I was ready, and I became a Pro Bowler and all that stuff because I was given the opportunity to kind of grow and learn. And you take that away from you, you're not going to have much depth. You're not going to have much to go to. So, now it becomes very crucial for GMs to draft right. Because you make one mistake, you'll be set back for years.
Well, do you think maybe with the up and coming, I know the football league, they just failed, but there's the XFL. Do you think maybe if they get rid of the kickoff, a lot of these guys might find their way to like a minor league pro team where they can develop?
Yeah, I mean, if it becomes viable, I mean, obviously the NFL is going to always be, the goal. But you saw what happened with the league that they started. They played what, 2 or 3 games, and then they folded.
Yeah, and then they stopped paying people's hotel bills.
Yeah. And you got the XFL. The XFL is supposed to be coming back strong, but you never know with that. So, it's tough, man. It's a tough thing, and I think it's going to hurt the game in the long run. And the owners, I hope that they're looking at everything because it definitely can hurt the game in the long run if you don't have a good plan set out.
Well, unfortunately, Q, you actually have to run. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'd rather, give you enough time to get to where you're going and make you late. We want you to come back on the show sometime. So thank you so much for your call, man. It means the world. It's been such a long time since we've talked, and I apologize to you for that. And let's make this happen a little more often. So.
No doubt, man. Yeah. I'm always available. So,
all right,
anytime
man.
you guys want me on.
Any thoughts on tonight's game before you hang up? And also, who else can you who would you like to see or hear from on the show, on our show, the Bronco Alumni Show? We always throw that out there to people to try to.
So like for tonight's game, I'm excited to see it. Obviously, as we've always struggled. Even back to when I was playing, we always struggled against the option teams.
Yes.
It's just a mismatch of styles. So I'm hoping, that doesn't become an issue tonight. And as far as former players that it would have to be guys from that were from our era. So like, Jay Swilly, Billy Wingfield, David Michael, guys like that. Like I like to hear them on the show and see what they're up to and, kind of hear from them.
Well, thank you very much, Q. We'll definitely try to have some of those guys on again, like we had Billy last year.
Oh, you did?
I keep
Okay.
needing to call. I need to call David and reach out to him because he would get on here and talk. I'm sure that'd be great. So, thank you very much for your time, Q, and good luck on the game tomorrow.
Thank you,
And
man.
go
Much
Eagles,
appreciated.
go Broncos.
I love it.
Nobody cares about the Giants.
That's all right. Eli's retired. Daniel Jones show, so it's okay.
Fresh
He doesn't have to
pace.
play against you, Q. So he's lucking out, this kid.
Yeah, he is. Damn it. If my knees weren't shot, I'd be trying to get back out there just to take out this guy.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
man. Thanks, guys. Thanks
Yeah,
for
you have
having
a
me.
good night.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Quintin.
Bye.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Well, there goes Quintin Mikell. I forgot to throw out that he was the 3 years he was the leading tackler for the Philadelphia Eagles. He was a Pro Bowler and a 2-time All-Pro. So quite a resume there, Quintin. Quite a resume.
Thank you, Quentin.
Actually,
Chuck.
also he played in the Super Bowl too.
How was that? What do you think about that interview, Chuck?
Chuck's going to save it all for the end of the show.
He's going to come in and save it at the end.
All right. Well, hey, there we go. I guess is Chuck supposed to be here soon? You're going to have to listen to the two of us for
Tonight's matchup.
In between, yeah. Let's go over tonight's matchup, but let's go over some of the things that the other shows, the other guys out there, they do their shows wherever they do them in a studio or whatever. They don't get to do them in a bar, so that's they don't get to have a beer sip break.
Brought to you by Suds.
I mean, can you imagine if we were in here just drinking Mountain Dews? That would be no fun, Turner. No fun at all.
Yeah.
All right, the Air Force game. Let's get into that. You know what I'm looking most forward to about the game?
What's that?
How many Air Force planes do you think they're going to fly over?
I just want to see the A-10s, the Warthogs.
Yeah, that'd be pretty exciting. We have an Air Force base right down the road from us here. Actually, we have a couple of Air Force fans in the bar here, so I wonder if I don't know.
Man, that's going to have to be a segment. The visiting fans in the bar interviews.
Ooh, that would definitely be a good segment.
I like it.
Ask them how they got here and why they're here.
Yeah, so.
Well, the Air Force team, I think we spoke of this earlier, but you have to respect every single one of their players for what they've signed up for and what they're going to do for our country. But for 3 hours today, we're going to root against them. So, and every.
Go Army. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, there you go. Army's the ranked team, aren't they?
I don't know. My brother's in the Army.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Joshua Turner. He's in Afghanistan right now. Make him home safe, little bro.
Well, yes, and this gives us a moment to thank all the men and women of our military. When we get the honor to host a game here in Boise every other year of Air Force, so I mean that's exciting stuff, and we get to pay our tribute, and then hopefully go smack them. But
on the blue, only on the blue though.
I don't know. Air Force is one of those teams that has historically given the Boise State some problems.
It's a good thing that they don't get to wear blue jerseys, because I bet you they would blend in with the turf, and we wouldn't be able to see them very good.
That's true. That's true. Is that still a thing? Is everybody still upset about this?
I don't know.
About the blue jerseys and the blue. It's like you move, don't you? You walk around and. Yeah. So, I don't know. What are they? Oh, it's a blackout tonight. That's right.
Yeah, the blackout.
Yeah.
Speaking of blackouts, I'm going to go grab the new black T-shirt real quick and put it up on the show real fast. So just cover for me for 1 minute.
Oh,
okay?
for 1 minute, we're going to go.
I'm going to go grab the T-shirt.
It's the Bronco Alumni show with John Hanigan. Exciting here. So we'll just we'll go over BSU historically. BSU all time is 4-3 versus Air Force. BSU's won the last 2, but they did lose 3 in a row. I don't know if they've ever they've ever done that to a Mountain West opponent, lost 3 in a row. I'd have to look that up, but hey, those of you that watch the show, they know that we don't do stats here. We try, but we don't do them well. Still looking for the stat guy. Also, if you're watching the show on YouTube, if you look down and you just hit subscribe, if you're watching it later, you subscribe to our show or leave us a comment. We're still looking for our first negative comment or positive comment. Any comment will do. So we've got that going on. Turner's really gonna auction this or model it. Is that what you're gonna do? Model the shirt? I don't know if anybody can see him. He's left me out here all alone. So let's. Oh, he's back. All right, there we go. We got a logo, yeah. Well, Chuck, come on down and we'll get you a shirt too. Chuck's still not here. In case anybody's keeping track.
Okay.
I
think
talked
we're
a
looking
bunch
pretty
of,
good
yeah,
now.
I just talked a bunch of smack about you. So while you were gone.
Oh, really?
No worries.
What would you say?
No, I just read my sheet
Was it
here.
good? Was it funny though? That's the.
I don't
question.
think any of it was funny. I don't know. I think the funniest part of the show today was at least Quintin Mikell didn't hang up on me when I mentioned the Giants.
Yeah, well, he was about to. I think I saved it right there.
You saved it?
Yeah.
And just click? That would have
Yeah.
been the end of the. Hey, I like the Giants. Click. Oh, all right. That'd be
No,
fun.
that was a great story about that play, though, man. That was some hard-hitting, in-depth,
He did
behind-the-scenes
take- yeah.
stuff. I was right there, man.
I felt like I threw him the interception. It was so exciting.
No, I felt like you had the stupid look on your face afterwards.
I think it was during. I think we always have a stupid look on during the show. So,
Oh, shit.
yeah. So I was attempting to preview Air Force, but like I said, I'm just too psyched about this flyover. That's about the most exciting thing I think about the Air Force game is the flyover. That and the triple option, but I don't really understand. I don't know the ins and outs of the X's
Probably
and outs.
the reason why is because we don't see it. We don't practice against it. There's nothing like because your offense is always playing your defense essentially, right? The techniques are totally different. It's something that you're not used to seeing.
Okay.
Because when you're always playing Boise's offense, which is a lot of things, but it's not an option. There's no option in. I don't even know. I remember we had option in the playbook for 1 or 2 years, but we didn't run it very often when I played.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Well, do they have a scout team? You guys run scout team when you're in college?
Yes, you
A
do.
little bit.
But a short week, that's bad for him too, because it's a 1 day less to prepare for something that you're bad at. So that's something to think about. I'm sure Air Force was happy to see that for sure.
Well, Air Force also coming off a bye, so they're well rested.
Oh man, this is a good matchup for Boise State. It's
Yeah.
going to be a tough game.
It's gonna tell us a little bit more about them.
You know, Curtis Weaver's been getting a lot of attention this week, but I've heard also a little bit of talk about the Cord Bachmeier controversy a little bit, but not as much. You know what I'm saying? Like that seems to everyone's just kind of like, well, either one of them look like they're doing pretty well. So let's just let Harsin decide when who's going to play and when.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why we all pay them, the taxpayers here. So, but I think the problem was, and I read a lot of this last week. I mean, I saw a lot of it with my own eyes. Was that Bachmeier was just it's whether it's the speed of the game or he's just trying to make a play. I mean, he was taking some hits. I mean, over the first 3 games.
It's something to be concerned about. But, I mean, he's a young guy. He's trying to make his mark. He's trying to prove himself. I think more than anything, he's trying to prove himself. Because I don't think he would appreciate a young guy as a player coming in and running the team if you were a veteran. Like, that's just not something that any of those guys are prone to do. So getting out there, getting a little blood on his mouth, taking a couple shots, getting the feel of the game. It's maybe it makes us cringe as fans, but maybe it's part of his master plan, man. I think this kid's got gusto, that's for sure. Hopefully he survives, though.
Definitely. Well, I think that was part of Harsin's plan last week. I'll get some playing time for Chase here in case he takes too many hits, and also send him a little message that you can't take. I mean, we appreciate you standing in the pocket, but, you got to know when to cut your losses, too.
Yes.
And I think that'll come with just game experience. From what I'm talking like I've played quarterback, but the people I've talked to, I mean, they do say the game does slow down. So, I mean, I think every week you're going to see less and less of that from him. So
that being said,
okay.
what do you think the offense is going to do this week? Do you think they're just going to try to run the ball a lot, try to protect them, or do you think we're going to air it out a little bit more?
I mean, I think I think that they want to open it up. I mean, that's usually what Boise State does. From what I've read about the triple option, that's a way to combat the triple option. It's hard to score. I mean, it's effective, but it's hard to score a lot of points with that. I mean, you're dinking and dunking and running down the field. So if Boise State, which I know they haven't, had the fast starts this year on offense, and they haven't been, able to put up points like they have in past years where they just come out and they can pummel you in the first quarter. But I think they probably want to get back to that this week. That would be my guess.
They're going to have to work. Yeah, they're going to have to run the ball to maybe back them up a little bit. But the offensive line seems to definitely be more prone to running than passing. And, they're improving every week. I'm sure the coaches are coaching them up just as best they can. But that's always been a strategy that the offense has had at Boise State was if we're going to make any of this whatever we have going on and we're going to take our shots and we're going to do the trick plays and shift and motion you into bad situations, the first and foremost thing we need to do is be able to run the ball. That's always been an imperative and a point of pride for offensive lines of Boise State past. And it looks like present because those guys can really, when they put their backs into it, get the line moving. And they got the guys behind that can run the ball as well. So
you're saying run it to set up maybe the play action? Is that the old?
I think that's going to be the effective strategy. It's obvious, but it's always worked in Coach Pete and Coach Cutter's offenses in the past, and Coach Hawkins as well. So I mean, it works.
It takes a lot of pressure too. It takes a lot of pressure off a young quarterback. So
yes,
I mean I guess that'd be the game plan. I don't know. Maybe I've seen too much Madden. Just everybody go deep.
Yeah.
Let's just throw it in the end zone. See what happens. So
what do you got going on these days, John?
Me, I don't have a whole lot going on. I'm just over here, I don't know, enjoying myself down at Suds. Beer Sip Breaker, brought to you by. Doing the Bronco Alumni show. Living life to the fullest, I guess. Trying not to infuriate Quintin Mikell. I guess that's today's.
No, that was a great spot for sure.
Well, we appreciate him doing that. I don't know. I don't know. I could sit here and I could read you. I don't know. I could read you the Air Force beat Colgate. I don't think that's much of an accomplishment. And they beat Colorado last week, but isn't Air Force
the Buffaloes?
Yeah, I mean they are a Power 5 team. We could talk about that.
They have a great history. Colorado.
Colorado does, yeah. Cordell Stewart. That's what I think of when I think of Colorado.
I think of Eric Bieniemy. Shout out to Bishop Amont.
Oh, nice. But yeah, let's talk about the Mountain West. Why is the Mountain West mopping up the Power 5 this year? What is going on with that? I mean, Utah State's putting it to people. Air Force, Hawaii is 2-0 against the Pac-12.
Maybe it has something to do with UCF claiming themselves national champions last year, and everybody looking around at each other like, yeah, why not? Where are they at right now? Because they deserved a shot maybe more than anybody.
I believe UCF is still I don't know what happened to them last week, but the last time I checked, they're still in front of Boise State. Yeah. So maybe
there can only be one, right?
Yeah, it's the top 5 or the top non-Power 5 conference team. Oh, there's so many numbers and words in there.
I know. It's Power 5, Group of 5.
I know.
Is the Power 5 not a Group of 5? Is there any? Is anybody not questioning these things? What's going on here?
I don't know. We don't know. We don't do a good job there. 1AA, Power 5, Division. Why don't they just go 1, 2, 3? Is
FCS,
this so hard?
BS, BCS. What is going on here?
There's a lot of divisions here, a lot of
leagues.
Sounds
like they're just trying to confuse everybody to keep them scrounging while the SEC just mops up all the TV money. That's what it seems like to me.
You think it's a big conspiracy then?
Probably. I'm pretty sure most of everything is. So.
All right. Well, Have you checked
All
it?
right, let's change the subject.
I know. Don't get me. The government's gonna come to my house over this. I don't need that.
That's right.
We-
The production company is registered at your house.
Yeah, we don't need any conspiracy theories breakdown here. So, I don't know. We've run out of stuff to talk about, haven't we?
No, there's a whole game. There's a whole list of things going on.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. There is a whole list of things going on. I'm just waiting for Chuck to come save us. And everybody that's watching this is doing one of two things. They're like, well, wasn't Chuck the guest on your first show? Well, he was a fill-in. We'd like to
Yes.
thank him. He came in here and just jumped in cold. And then this week we're scheduled to have him on, and he didn't show up. So
But, I mean, that's just the way it goes.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like his style. He's sending us a message. Like, I'm going to come on the week you don't expect me. So
He was even concerned last time because he didn't have notes about our guests, remember? He was like, man, we need to get like a rundown of what the show's going to be and who's going to be on. So we can
yeah,
be
I
ready
should
for it.
remind him that we need a budget for that.
Oh, speaking of that, we're still looking for fact checkers.
Oh yeah, I did spit that one out.
I haven't been called out for any missed stats yet this week, but that's not to say that I'm not going to make any.
I
for,
swear I
for
can
the
write
rest
the
of the
stats down in front of me and I still say I'm wrong, so it's fine. Like I said, our show's not here for. We're not here for stats. We're not. There's plenty of shows around town that do a wonderful job breaking down the game, stats. We're more about stories here, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Absolutely.
We want to hear. I mean, we want to hear outside of football. We want to hear football stories. We want to hear good stories, not the ones you can't talk about. So, there we are. Moving along.
Why do we have to move? Are we going to move back to the matchup? Because I think the matchup is pretty. It's pretty dynamic when you think about
Are we
it.
beating it to death? I don't know. It's for first place in the Mountain West.
Yeah.
2-0 versus 3-0. I know it's early, but a loss here, and it's going to set back Boise State on everything they've accomplished over the first 3 weeks. I don't know. I was looking historically. It looks like in the Mountain West, Air Force, San Diego State, and Nevada have historically given BSU problems. But that Hawaii team looks pretty good this year, beating 2 Pac-12 teams, so they'll be in here in a couple weeks.
What do you think it is about the triple option, John? Do you think that's what it is? Or what do you think it is about the triple option that gives the Broncos a little trouble historically?
I don't know.
I mean, I have my theory.
Yeah, why don't we hear your theory since you played?
Well, I already said. I think it's because the offense doesn't run the. They might run a quarterback option every now and then. Like we have that play in the book, but it's a little different than the triple option, with the dive, and then the quarterback and the trailing tailback. It can be. We got a lot of guys that. It's going to be mainly the guys up front. Maybe we have the D-line this year that's going to really be able to resist those kind of sneaky down blocks that open up the backside dive. Because we've been gashed on that one in the past for absolutely. And that has a lot to do with either slanting away from it or into it, and you can get out of position. But
I would assume too the Air Force team is disciplined. I would assume since it's a military school, they're a very disciplined team. So not only do they run the option, but they probably run it to precision. I would say because they're just a detail-orientated team. I mean, it's the culture there at Air Force. Obviously, it's military. So
yeah, true.
As opposed to if somebody ran that sloppier. I don't know. Would it be easier to defend?
Well, that's the whole point of the triple option. You wouldn't run it unless it was like clockwork, because the dive has to hit right as the ball's being snapped, and like the quarterback just turns and either hands it off or doesn't, and then runs right, and he's still got the trailing guy over to the side. So that takes some timing and some precision. Absolutely, concentration and right, you said discipline, but if you're going to run that offense, you wouldn't do it unless you were going to practice it with extreme discipline anyways. Like that, you can't run it unless you're disciplined. So
well, there's got to be a school out there that runs the triple option just pathetically, right?
Yeah, maybe in FC3PS.
Although, didn't New Mexico come in here and win a game with that similar style?
I don't recall.
I think New Mexico came in here and they ran a version of the triple option, which would go back to your theory that it gives Boise State fits, headaches. Well, hopefully they've got it figured out for tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to check in with our guest to see where he's at, so just bear with me.
Just gonna double check, see if we should go on or we should just shut this thing down. All right. Well, in the meantime, I don't know. We've already gone over the weather. We've gone over. We can go over the atmosphere at Suds. It's an awesome day at Suds. They have a mechanical bull outside, so that's pretty exciting. I'm gonna come down and ride a mechanical bull.
There's nickel beers in the parking lot.
Yeah, pub beer, 5 cents. So, 10 Barrel beers.
10 Barrel is sponsoring an event here. We have new T-shirts. We have blackout T-shirts too.
I know, it's a pretty exciting day all around, don't you think?
Oh, we have not been. We're doing a ticket giveaway.
Oh, we are doing a ticket giveaway. We haven't been giving out any tickets, but
No,
we can do that
have not.
afterwards.
Yeah, we're gonna do that afterwards for sure.
So, who's watching this live?
Yeah,
Anybody?
I don't know. I don't have stats.
Just take your phone. Come on down to the bar and win tickets to the game, so you could be at the game tonight to watch all this exciting action happen. Courtesy of Suds.
Suds Tavern, 1024 Broadway. Boise's #1 dive bar, they say. I say sports bar, but I mean, they do both well.
I know
I'd say.
it's okay to not call it a dive bar anymore. I don't think Garth Brooks is looking, so shh. He's left town. That was a pretty good concert though over there. I'm gonna admit, first concert on the Blue there ever. That's quite a first concert to have on there. So.
Did it twice. It was so nice they did it twice.
Well, yeah. When you can sell out a stadium twice, it is pretty nice. I noticed. Speaking of that concert, I went to that concert. I don't know if you're aware, and I bought beers, and I walked down on the Blue with beers, and it blew my mind. I said, I'm on a dry campus. How am I drinking a beer in the middle of the stadium? I said, I got a great idea, guys. You should sell beers during football games down here. It would be really, really exciting. I bet you people would stay inside, keep the stadium full. Obviously, we're in Boise where people know how to drink, so they would be responsible. I don't think there would be any problems.
It would increase the value of the ticket because there would be drinking available inside the stadium, and that is a big reason why people don't go in the stadium for the game, I would say. It's just the way it is. It's similar to the fact that the games are on so late as well. Luckily tonight's it's prime time, 7, but a lot of them around here start at 8:15. I don't know if they go any later than that, but if you want to take the kids to a game on a Saturday, it's kind of hard to justify keeping them out till 1:30 in the morning, depending on how long you got to drive in.
I know, it's not a real family-friendly atmosphere at midnight. I don't think anywhere, right? Usually the kids are in bed by 9, 10, tops, so.
You got to buy a different color T-shirt every other week. It can be frustrating sometimes to be a fan. I can imagine. I am a fan. I experience it.
I heard some chatter this week about the black shirt. I mean, the orange and the blue shirt everybody has, but the black shirt everybody's got to go out and get another one, so.
Or go out and get them made.
What? Yeah, that was pretty prevalent on social media this week. A little bit of chatter about, groaning about the black shirts. But I don't know. Do you think that if the school sold beer or wine at the stadium, are they afraid they're not going to be able to keep the profits? Because I think they would make money doing that.
No, they turn around, I think, and their argument would be that they want it to be a family-friendly environment, but then the game starts so late, it's kind of hard to even justify that. Especially if you walk around in the parking lot. It's not, there's kids throwing the ball around, but it's like a music festival or or something. It's
Yeah.
like Woodstock out there.
So it's not really family friendly in the parking lot, you would say.
No.
Well, I mean, it is. It feels like a barbecue, but I mean, I've gone to a barbecue, and when I was a kid and my aunts and uncles, they had a couple beers. It still felt really family friendly. Okay, they just let us run around and enjoy ourselves. Maybe it'd be more costs of security. I mean, there would have to be more security guards, obviously, in the stands.
I wouldn't want anybody to think that we're being overcritical of the university or their policies.
No, we're just trying to go through. We're just talking it out loud, pretty much.
The ticket prices. I mean, $300 for a season ticket in the south end zone, basically. That's not terribly overpriced, but still, how many games are there? 6, 7 games?
Yep.
That's $50 a ticket?
Uh-huh.
No, $25 a ticket?
Yep. And then you got to go drink your beer in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I get where a fan standpoint of view, that could be a deal breaker for some people, and that's why sometimes you'll notice the parking lot is packed.
And you got to drink it out of a plastic cup?
Are we still doing that?
Yeah.
If
you drink it out of the bottle or can, you will still get a ticket.
Oh, okay.
Because that's being drunk in public, but and you have to stay in the parking lot too.
No, there's a 10 for 10 zone. It's a little bit bigger than the parking lot.
I was walking on University on the other side of campus one time and got a ticket for drinking.
The 10 for 10 zone. I think is only a few years old, so
Yeah.
it's well after your time, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know that they're making improvements.
It looks like little by little, and I mean, a lot of that is what society says. So I guess, as things open up a little bit more in society. I don't have the statistics in front of me. I know there's many colleges that have alcohol during their football games, and there's many colleges that don't. So obviously, it's a preference, and there's a lot of factors that go into it, not just, we can't have any fun at the game.
Yes.
So.
That's true.
Probably a lot more factors determined by a lot smarter people than I.
I mean, if you're trying to cut down drinking, I think people drink more in the parking lot than they would be able to in the stadium. Especially if you restrict re-entry. I mean,
are they restricting re-entry?
No,
okay.
No. But I would easily trade re-entry for being able to buy a $10 beer, even if the beer was $10.
Well, that's true. I mean, that's usually how they get you.
Yeah. I mean,
so
I'm not going to do the math for you, but $10 a beer. Think about it.
They sell 10 beers. That's $100. Wow. Yeah, that's.
They can probably do better than 10.
20. Well, also, I back to your point though. If you do have a system where there's no re-entry, you will get a lot of people, irresponsible people will.
Actually, I'm sorry, please, I don't mean to interrupt.
Oh, go for it.
I was gonna say, actually, they did open up the stadium to drinking alcohol a few years ago when they upgraded the skybox.
Oh, yes. So if you're over in the skybox, you can have a beer. That's right. Maybe that's because they have you contained. They could just put you on lockdown in there. They could just shut the doors and be like, we're taking you down.
Security's pretty tight in the stadium, too.
Well, also back to my point about re-entry, I do, and I've seen it at stadiums where people, they don't want to buy the $10 beers, and they know they can't come back in. So basically what ends up happening is they try to drink all their beers or liquor before the game, and they get in there and you have some problems in the first quarter because you have some people either, one way or the other passed out in their seats or trying to fight everybody because they think they're in the seats when the intoxicated person is in the wrong seats. I've seen that more than once at a stadium. So
it makes for good pregame entertainment, I'm sure.
Well, it does. They can put it on the Jumbotron.
Oh,
there.
did you see the fight there? What stadium was that? Was it? Somebody was elbow dropping people in the stadium seats and I forget what game it was at.
Was that a baseball game
no,
or a
it was
football
a football game. I'm pretty sure it was.
Had to be in the South. No offense to the South, but it had to be in the South. I mean,
man, it was
something would
great.
happen down there.
looked like he was about to fall off the upper deck. Like you could see the field a couple 100 feet down, and they were like sliding down the steps, or down the seats, not the steps. Like on the tops of the seats, they were just big guys wrestling around on them. It looked like a WWF stunt.
I think you're giving the Boise State rebuttal why there's no alcohol in the stadium. Maybe they just have to put that video up. Hey.
Well, that happens anywhere.
It does.
Even in our stadium, because remember, you can just go out and get hammered in the parking lot and come back in for the second half.
That's true. I haven't been to a lot of games, but I have never seen a fight in the stadium. I've seen fights in the parking lot, but to be honest with you, it hasn't been lately. It was when the Vandals would play here. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Vandals. There were a lot of fights in the parking lot during those games. I just found that to be, the battle for Idaho.
Yeah, I remember almost tailgating after the game and almost getting run over by a couple of elderly Vandal fans. It was like, man, I did not even see that. Didn't see that coming.
Well, a Vandal fan's probably more likely to fight a Boise State fan because they have a lawyer in the family of Vandal fans.
Absolutely,
you know?
Yeah. They have
Boise State gets a law.
I'm sure there's a fund for fighting Bronco fan fund at the university.
Just like a scholarship slush fund. Like, what were you arrested for? I punched a Boise State
Bronco fan. Don't worry, you're covered.
Oh,
we got
you're
back.
part of the family here. You don't even need to go to the school. You just have to write them a letter. I was trying to defend your honor up there. I've always wondered why the Vandals are so proud. I mean, if you look up what it's a thieving, pillaging.
It's a Viking without a boat.
Well, they're a criminal. I mean, it just seems to me. I mean, there's a lot of name changes for mascots, and committing a felony as a mascot, that's fine if they're known for a felony. That one has.
You can get in a lot of trouble for vandalizing something.
I know. Well, I hear these guys on the radio. I'm proud to be a Vandal. Like, well, I know what a Vandal is. You should say a Idaho Vandal or the U of I Vandal, not just a Vandal.
Yeah.
So.
And, I mean, yeah, Vandal fans. At least the summer's over. At least all the students have gone back to Moscow for the fall and winter, spring.
Well, I don't know who the 5A champ for high school football is going to be this year, but I'm going to really make the Vandal fans mad. Do you think that they could, maybe the high school champ here could take on the Vandals and give them a game? Maybe even steal a win?
Absolutely. I mean, Rocky Mountain. Capitals playing Rocky Mountain tonight.
All right.
Kickoff at 7.
So you think one of those teams could just take it to the Vandals?
Rocky Mountain's the best team in the state. Apparently.
So the Capitals going to see where they stand.
Yes, It's a big test.
Well, that's good. Yeah, Rocky are they ranked number 1? The rankings came out last week.
That's what I just heard. I haven't researched it myself.
Well, yeah, we don't research anything. So I mean, we do, but it just seems. You know what?
I usually just research really nerdy stuff, like how to get the mixer to talk to the computer properly.
Well, I just think there's too much information out there. It's ridiculous. You go to research something now and you just overwhelm yourself. So.
You know why? Unless you're into tech stuff, it's really easy to find tech stuff because nerds make that and they're very organized. It's easy. They make things easy to search.
Oh, all right.
But everybody else is just.
Oh, I see. Is that directed at me?
Yeah, it's kind of more how your mind works. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, like
very unorganized.
Oh, thanks. I'll take that. I'm not the nerd over there running the board. I think I equated it to you're the guy from the AV club.
Yes.
That's a question for everybody out there. How many football players were part of the AV club? I don't know.
I waited till after my football career was over to get into AV.
You didn't join the AV club in football?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know I didn't have an AV club in my school. I'm pretty sure they might have had one, and then probably someone broke in and stole all the equipment, and then that was the end of the AV club.
Yeah.
There was a lot of crime in my neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, Quintin told me I grew up in a rich neighborhood because I had Sega Genesis. But he's not far off on that, but all the rich kids had Nintendo, so I don't know. I should have probably challenged him on that a little more.
It depends on where you grew up, I think.
Which part of the country?
Yeah, maybe there was a premium on, supply and demand,
Oh, maybe they were made on the East Coast or the West Coast.
Maybe some families just bought the more expensive one because they thought it would be better because it was more. But really, the store just had fewer of those ones in stock.
I know that I had a Sega Genesis and still nobody came over, so might have been me.
Yeah. Maybe.
All right, well,
that'd be something to look into.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm over it. To all those guys from my neighborhood. So, any word on our guest?
No.
So we, I guess, what do we want to do? Do we want to keep it rolling, or do we want to?
I mean, how do you think it's going?
We haven't stopped talking.
Let's have a quick production meeting on the air.
I think it's going pretty well. I don't think anybody notices anything. It's a little smoother than last week, but
yeah, we're gonna have the video, and we have these shirts, man.
You're
You
pumped
guys
about
can't
those
see
shirts,
the
aren't
detail.
you? Yeah.
In case you can't see the detail,
Just put it up on the website. How hard is this?
well, because the logo, these actually are going to be worth a lot extra. They're going to worth a lot more money because they're misprints. We're changing the horse head a little bit. So I made these prematurely. These are going to be a limited run. And get them now because they are for sale. We got black for tonight. So come on down, hit me up. We got T-shirts. We got black. We got blue for next time there's a blue out, or the circus stripe, whatever. And we got orange. We don't have white yet, but we're working on it. You can get one if you come down here right now. For John, how much they cost?
I don't know. You tell me how much they cost.
I don't know. That's to be determined, I guess.
All right. Well, if you get down here now, you can negotiate.
Yeah.
When we think of a price, it's going to be non-negotiable. So
get down here fast before they're gone at prices like this, which we don't know and you don't know.
What is it, Crazy Eddie? Crazy Eddie? You know, that guy went to jail. The whole building was full of boxes. He sold everything and never paid taxes. Not that we would do that.
Well, if you bring a receipt showing that you donated to the Paul Reyna Memorial Scholarship Endowment, then you definitely will get one of these shirts. I can tell you that.
Oh,
much.
that's a good, that's nice
So,
of you.
I mean, there's only 12 of them that exist right now, and they are limited run. You don't want to get the ones that are going to be mass produced later. You're going to want to get one of these originals.
Will you be numbering them and signing them?
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Nice.
Might even seal them in plastic. Vacuum seal.
Oh, you're going to frame one on the wall?
Yeah. I'm going to pin it to that board. I'm not going to hang it with. I wouldn't hang it with a hanger. I would just use pins and just pin it up
No,
there.
a hanger would lay a little better, I think, if you put it on
No,
a
I
hanger.
think if you use a hanger, then it would tilt off to the side.
That's not how it works, man. You just use a hanger, it turns.
I don't know, man. You were acting like you've done this before, like you sold T-shirts at an event before or something like that.
I did. I hung them on hangers. I tried to tack them up. Nobody bought it. You put them in hangers, bam,
Bam,
sold
gone.
10,000.
You know why? Because when it's pinned to the board, it looks like it's staying there. Like they can't get it.
Exactly.
To it,
The
right?
hanger means it's for sale. So
These are the things. See, this is a very productive production meeting.
that's great. That's great. Join us. We're going to be off next week. We don't have to do a show next week, so that's pretty exciting. We'll be back, in 2 weeks for an away game, UNLV. I don't know who the guests will be, and neither do they.
Well, I say we at least give Chuck until 5, because that's when we said we'd be rolling.
We're going to roll till 5 then. We're
Yep,
just going to
we
keep
have another 21 minutes. I think
hammering
we can
this
got
up.
this.
I
think
can
we
fill
get
it up.
this.
This is like, a stand-up comedian on stage just bombing, just refusing to get off. 21 minutes to go. So what other exciting insights do you have about playing college football? You played it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I am an alumni. I can talk about that a little
Exactly. I'm not allowed to talk about that. I just asked the question. So,
bit. Well, I mean,
what's it like to play live? Let's take us through the social aspect of a
no.
football
I
team.
think what I want to talk about is game day.
Oh, game day.
I've been thinking a lot about this lately.
Okay.
And game days are special because there's only maybe 12 of them a year, 13 maybe if you're lucky. And
14 if you're really lucky. Or
and
you
you're
play
really,
division.
really working so hard all year long and preparing for just 12 days. And they're not even full days. It's just like a blip and it's gone. And your mentality on game day has to be different. I think that was something I really learned in high school because we did that thing. It was a private school, so we were all wearing uniforms anyways, but you had to wear khakis and dress shoes and these sweater vests on game days and wear a tie and a nice shirt. So we had to dress up for game days, and then we'd get out of class and go do our team meal and then either get on the bus or go get ready for the game. And it just getting your mentality right, hanging out with your brothers, your teammates, getting ready to go out and do what you love the most.
Well, take us through the meal. I always thought I'd throw up if I ate. Like, how do you know when to eat?
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of different trains of thought or ways to go about it, but we, as a team in high school, would eat a steak and a baked potato and some corn every day before on game day.
Would they make this for you?
Yeah, the parents would get together and cook. You know, I don't know what the travel. You had to get invited to team meals. It wasn't just like the whole varsity team was. It was like the travel squad would get team meals, and the parents would get together, and it was like 60 or 70 guys on the team, and they would make the meal and serve it in the faculty house. So it was like a little lunch break room for the faculty, and you'd eat, and then you'd go walk to the stadium. Walk to the locker room. On the way back, you could go right by the grotto, which was a little shrine with Mary, the Mother of Christ, a statue of Mary, and
Was
behind.
this a Catholic high school?
Yes.
Okay.
Behind a little hedgerow attached to the stadium. It's called the Grotto. And there's really cool mural of Paul right there, visible right when you're right there at the Grotto as well. So that's pretty cool, just to throw that in there. And then you'd walk to the locker room and start getting ready for the game, and then hang out. But hang out for a little bit and then go, early outs, and then game time. It all goes really fast, to be honest with you. You're always busy doing something on your
When
way
you're
somewhere.
playing.
Yeah, and then college was it depends on a road game or a home game, but it's very similar to where you're just in meetings a lot, watching tape on game day. Mm-hmm. You're doing your tests, your last minute assignment tests, and just reviewing anything with your coaches that you may be having trouble with or that you needed to work on. And
Okay, but you still didn't answer my question. How do you know when to eat? Like, is it an
I don't
hour
know.
before, 2 hours
it's
before?
usually like an hour or maybe 3. I think
3?
3 hours is
Three's good.
pretty good, reasonable.
So you're not hungry during the game, but you're not, it's all
Yeah.
digested, and
Yeah.
you're not.
Basically, yeah. A little protein, a little carbs, some fibers. Mostly protein and carbs, though.
Yeah, I could tell when you were played for Boise State, the nutrition team wasn't like it is today, huh?
Yeah, but that's not anything that held me back, I would say.
Well, I'm just saying, like now, compared to when you were that, we were in there a couple weeks ago. We saw the snack bar. That's just the snack
really?
bar when you can get. Oh, you weren't there.
No.
I was in there. So
I had to take my daughter to ballet while you guys were touring the whole
Sorry
facility.
about that. Well, I'll just take you through it. It was in the weight room there. There's basically a snack bar in there. You can go in and grab anything you want. So
Really?
yeah, and that's just come and take it as you will.
Was it like just protein bars and shake?
Protein bars, fruits, milk, energy drinks, I think, or like not energy drink. I wanted to say Gatorade, drinks like that.
Okay.
There was maybe coconut water. I mean, there was a lot there.
Yeah.
So
That's
and,
awesome.
you know, I saw a couple guys come in, and I've talked to some guys from your era, and they're like, no, there was a basket there, I guess, right? The basket of like fruit bars or something.
Maybe some like Nature Valley honey oat bars or something like that. You know, the crispy ones.
Well, I noticed Boise State has 6 doctors on staff.
Yeah.
How many doctors were on staff when you went there?
Maybe like 3 or.
Oh, so you did have team doctors,
Yeah,
and
yes.
okay, you had your own checkouts.
Yes. I didn't have to deal with too many of the doctors. I had some trainers, maybe I had a broken wrist or something like that a couple times, but
You had a broken wrist?
Yeah, just one of the smaller bones in your wrist when you're always hand fighting it, when you're hand fighting D linemen all the time, you just get banged around pretty good and or jammed or bent backwards, and the little bones in your wrist heal very slowly because they don't have a lot of blood flow to them. So, and they're easily re-injured.
Do you
know.
play through this?
Yeah, usually they'll cast it up.
Was this one why all linemen have it look like taped club arms there?
Yep, that's exactly what it is. I mean, bent fingers, people dislocating fingers all the time.
Well, yeah, I've seen some of the ex-NFL linemen's fingers. That's I don't know if to say that is that gross or just a work of art that their fingers. I don't know. Can't feel good.
Yeah,
though.
but I was real lucky. I didn't have to mess with the doctors too much because there were some guys that had a lot of knee issues that were in there at least once every other year.
Nutritionists? Did you have a nutritionist
Well, they
there?
had just started with a nutritionist when we got there, but they were more of like telling us what to go and buy and eat on our own rather than somebody directing a group of people to provide nutritious meals for the training table.
Oh, I see. They were like, you should go to the store and get some fruits and
like
vegetables.
when you go to the sub, try not to. It's okay to have a little salt. Don't be scared to throw a little salt on there because it'll help you retain water, but not too much.
Okay, so you were being coached through
Kinda
this, but
stay
not,
away from the cake.
now they're directly putting the food into the player's
I believe
mouth,
so.
pretty much, yeah.
I'm not.
Well, it would make more
100%
sense,
sure.
especially you're dealing with 18, 19, 20-year-olds. It's better off just to actually feed them.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure they sneak enough in between of junk
I can
food.
imagine if there was somewhere you could go to just get food every day, that would be very helpful. I mean, it helps the scholarship checks stretch out for those guys that live off campus. It has to help.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, that's your biggest expense in a household is food right after rent, or mortgage or whatever you
Yeah,
want.
and I would have to assume that a Division I athlete's food bill is going to be more expensive than, I don't know,
Yeah.
my college food bill.
Yeah, you're
I mean, if you take the
absolutely
beer
right.
out of there, I spent a lot on the beer.
I
but
still can eat a lot of food, and I don't even. Well, I'm putting it back on. I'm about 10 to 20 pounds off my playing weight right now. Yikes!
Well,
Gotta
there
get
you
back
go.
in the gym.
Yeah, you got to get back after it. Well, we're at 12 minutes for Chuck, so it looks like we should just probably wrap this up, maybe. Give a little wrap up at Air Force and move on.
No, wait, hold on, I just heard from him. Let me give him a call. We can call him up right now.
Are you going to call him live?
Yeah.
Just have him on live on the drive over.
Yeah.
Well, as we mentioned, he's
Here we go on the Bronco hotline. We're going to Chuck Hayes.
he's going to send you right to voicemail. That's what I would do.
I hope not.
Beep.
Come on, Chucky baby.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, Chuck, you're live on the Bronco hotline on the Bronco Alumni Show, buddy. Where you at?
Oh, man. I am in the Timberline parking lot.
Oh, okay, cool. We are still rolling for the next 11 minutes, if you can make it down. I don't think we're really preventing this bar from opening up, but we're going to have to get out of here soon. Do you just want to come down and have a drink with us after the show and just chat with us while you're on the way?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You guys started my streak, so yeah.
Yeah. What was that? We started your streak?
Yeah, we got the 2-game streak going.
Oh, yeah. You went from a 12-game losing streak to a 2-game winning streak.
Yeah, overnight.
Yeah, way to go, man. Good job,
started
Coach.
his streak. We started Cutter's streak.
Yeah, Cutter won last week after we had him on. We're taking credit for that. We'll take credit for yours, too.
Yeah. Anybody that wins, we're going to jump on their bandwagon.
So what's been instrumental in the change at Timberline there? What do you think it is? Is it an attitude thing? Is it a new scheme? What do you guys got going that's different in the last 2 games?
Consistent improvement.
Okay.
Consistent improvement.
Yeah, that comes from having coaches with consistent messages.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So
everyone on the same page.
Good on you, Coach.
Yes. So, yeah, I'll be down there in a little bit then, so we can enjoy a couple beverages then.
Okay.
All right.
Did you have anything you wanted to say to Bronco Nation before game day, before we get off the air?
Oh, boy, this Air Force game is going to be a big one. This Air Force game is going to be a big one. Should come down to the fourth quarter, 8 minutes left.
Fourth quarter, 8 minutes. What's the score going to be?
I'm going to go. The score is going to be 32-24.
32-24.
All right, well, there you have it.
What about you, John? What do you think about that? What's the score going to be?
I'm going to just go with Chuck's score because he knows what he knows a lot more what he sees. So every time I try to predict the score, it's wrong.
What do you think BSU's defense? How do you think the defense is going to handle the triple option tonight?
It's always a pain. It's always a pain in the rear, but they communicate well and do their job. They should be okay to stop that.
Well, all right, Chuck. We'll let you get on the road.
That triple option's hard.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
All right, brothers.
All right, yeah. You guys have a good one. We'll get it done. What did you say? We want to do Colorado State now? Well, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'll be there soon.
All right. We'll see you soon. Thanks, Chuck.
Thanks, Chuck.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Chuck Hayes, former Boise State Bronco D lineman. It was almost like he was here. Yeah.
O lineman and D lineman. You should have a little picture of him up. That would have been great.
Oh, we can have Jake superimpose one right here in the post.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that window in the next video.
All right, you have any final thoughts on the Air Force? Or
I just think this was a great show. Again, we nailed it.
Hey, we're doing our best. We're showing up here every week. Sometimes we try to improve by 2%. I think we should stick to the 1% every week. So.
Yeah, but I'd say it was a pretty good show. We appreciate everybody for tuning in and watching.
Yep, we'd like to thank Quintin Mikell for taking time out of his schedule back there in Jersey. Talk a little bit of smack to us.
My favorite part was when he was shitting on. Excuse me. Sorry, pardon my language. My favorite part was when he was telling that story about how he owned Eli Manning and Jeremy Shockey in the same play.
I like how he called him Staleface. I've never heard that one before.
Staleface. What's that smell?
That was pretty good. So, yeah, like you say about the Giants, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
There you go.
Again, as always, thank you, Suds Tavern, Ross Kelly, Scott Burney. Thank you to my co-host, John Hanigan. Thank you to my cousin, Jake Holder. John, what's the name of the production company?
453 Media. Jacob Holder, thank you.
Yes, he
saved
really helped us
more than once.
He helped us solve the problems that we had with the stream last week. So shout out to him.
Sound guy extraordinaire. But now we can't say it's only 2 of us. So
thank you to my lovely wife for letting me have this afternoon to come down here and do the show. Thanks to our caller, Quintin Mikell, my daughter, Ruby, my baby, Kennedy. I love you guys. I love you, Mom. Love you, Dad.
Oh, do I get to thank? I'll thank
Anything
my
else,
wife.
John?
Yeah, I'll thank my wife and my son because I never thank them. So thanks for letting me come down here and do this show, as always. And I guess go Boise State. It looks like it's going to be a tough one tonight, but I think they're going to pull it out.
I think they are, too. I'm going to go with it's going to be a close game. It's going to be like 28-22.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
All right, so we will be back in, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks for the UNLV game. It's an away game, so we're going to let loose in here. It's going to be dead down here, so come on down to Suds and we'll turn it into a pregame party here.
Yeah, still giving away a pair of tickets down here tonight.
Yeah, and still giving away a pair of tickets. We're going to be giving away a pair of tickets for the UNLV game, too, or at the
UNLV game.
Yeah, for the next home game.
Yes.
Which is Hawaii, I believe.
Ooh,
so.
that's going to be a big one.
That'll be a big one, too.
We can't look past tonight, though.
I know.
We must focus on Air Force.
We can do whatever we want. They must focus.
No, I'm telling you.
I don't have to go play.
I'm telling you, man. It's always better to. Someone's calling right now. I don't know who that is.
All right. Well, let's shut this down here.
Okay, ready?
Until next time.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.